The G-Wade Podcast with Deacon Dirty.
What's up, y'all? It's your boy G-Wade holding it down, G-Wade Podcast, and I'm kicking it alongside with my man Deacon Dirty, and we got a special guest in the building. Do I say the full name? Do I say the government?
You could say the government.
I can say the government. You don't want the government. I ain't gonna say the government.
You can say the government.
That's what's up. My man James A. Barlow is in the building. What's that, fam?
What's going on, family? Nice to be here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Shout outs to Laura Poindexter who made the connect.
Big shout out to my cousin. Thank you.
Oh, that's your cuz.
That's my cuz.
I didn't know that
Thank
was
you.
fam.
That's family.
Okay.
And you know, I appreciate her connecting me with you.
Yes, sir.
And,
yes,
and,
sir.
And I look forward to, you know, having a conversation with you.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Well, you know, we're going to jump into what's going on in your world today. Harlem S.N.O.B and all that good stuff, the clothing and all that. But before we do, we're going to back it up a little bit just so we can learn a little bit more about you. I got your bio, but, you know, we're going to get it from the horse's mouth. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And I'll pull some stuff because, you know, you all in the legal world and everything. You know what I mean? I don't know if I should be the feds is watching. You know what I'm saying? I got to watch my mouth, man.
Type of legal. Not that type of legal.
Right.
I grew up in Harlem in the 80s. We don't do none of that.
Right.
Okay?
Snitches get stitches, bro. That's what's up. So grew up in Harlem.
Yeah. I was born and raised in Harlem.
What era?
Actually, I'm born from 1971. I just turned 50.
That's what's up. Happy birthday.
I just turned 50 on Father's Day.
That's what's up.
I just turned 50. I had a great celebration.
Dope.
Shout out to everybody that came and celebrated me. Shout out to my best friend Ty. Thank you for doing everything you did for me. Shout out to everybody that, you know, gave me a shout out for my birthday and for Father's Day. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I grew up in the 80s and 90s in Harlem.
Okay.
You know.
Harlem World.
That's when Harlem World was really Harlem World. And it's a whole different neighborhood today. But when I was growing up, you know, I grew up around people like AZ, Rich Porter, LA. Like there were a lot of people that were getting money.
Yeah.
And you know, I got caught up in that life. You know what I mean?
I feel you.
When I was 12, started hustling on 145th and Edgecombe, and eventually, you know, I started, you know, really selling drugs. I started out as like a lookout. And
Yeah.
You start, you know, doing the hand to hand, and then eventually you have people working for you. So, you know, I got to all levels, but it was never really what I wanted to do.
Gotcha.
It was what, you know, people were doing at the time, and this is how you got money.
That's how you got money. That's how you got kicks, and that's how you got girls.
That's how you right.
You know
so money, kicks, and girls.
Fact that.
MKG.
That might be a title or something.
Right.
Money, kicks, and girls. That's my next book.
Money, kicks, and girls.
That's what's up.
But seriously, that's what it was, and it just so happened that when I was 15, 16 years old, well, the first thing that happened that really changed my life was I had already been arrested once, and one day the block that I was hustling on was hot.
Okay.
And for hot, that means that, you know, the cops were coming around on the regular.
Yeah.
So, you know, I went
to
another block.
New York?
Yeah,
Okay,
absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely. Tuesday Fed used to be Fed days too. So
that's funny.
Tuesdays and Thursdays, I think. And so I went to a couple of blocks away. So, you know, I'm serving customers over a few blocks away from the building I was hustling out of.
Right.
And DTs rolled up on me. And so I'm like, oh, I'm about to go to jail, and I'm already on 5 years probation.
Oh, wow.
It's about
to get that backup
It's about
time.
to be a wrap.
Yeah.
So they roll up on me. They like, yo, what are you doing over here, blah, blah, blah. And I had a hoodie on at the time. And in my hoodie was about 80 cracks.
Okay.
And I said, search me. And they looked at each other like, and they said, get out of here before we arrest you.
That's funny.
And after that really changed my life.
Reverse psychology on that.
Right. And that really made me say, you know what, I need to do something different. I'm here for a different reason.
Yeah.
And shortly after that, I had the birth of my first child.
Okay. And how old were you? 17. Gotcha.
At 17.
Okay.
And for me, it was like, I got to go in a different direction.
That's what's up.
That's what really, you know, I went back to school. Shortly after that, I went to college, graduated in 1996, and with a degree in cum laude. I graduated cum laude from City College of New York.
That's what's up.
Shout out to my man Malik. That was one of my best friends, and still one of my best friends. And he's a principal now, but we went to school together, and he knows what it was with me. So that's. Are
you still in Harlem? You still live there?
I still live in Harlem.
Okay.
I still live in Harlem.
Is it a gentrified Harlem now?
It's a semi-gentrified Harlem. We're trying to hold on to what we can, but we're slowly but surely losing it, and it just speaks to the powerlessness of our people.
Wow.
And this is why we need to start supporting each other, which is part of the reason why I started S.N.O.B.
Gotcha. Okay. Now, but so you land yourself. You get arrested, you get locked up. Did you do a lot of time?
No. When I got locked up, that's when I was on the 5 years probation.
Okay, that's when you got the probation.
And then that second time with the interaction with the police is what made me say,
that was the wake up call.
I don't want to be locked up. I don't want to be locked up. Like, I ain't trying to be no gangster like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To me, getting locked up ain't gangster.
Nah.
You know what I mean? I respect all my dudes that have been locked up and did some time.
Get it
but
how you
all
live.
of them are trying to change their lives and do something different.
That's
now,
what's
you know
up.
What I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, I got it from the horse's mouth. It wasn't like nobody came home and said, yeah, get locked up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Okay.
And so now, Harlem, the new Harlem, because I remember back in the, because you grew up also in the era with Dipset,
absolutely, yeah. Matter of fact, I grew up a couple of blocks from one of the members of Dipset, and his cousins are my friends.
Okay, that's what's up.
Yeah, Jules Santana.
Oh, Jules Santana, yeah.
151st. Shout out to 151st in Amsterdam.
Yeah. Wow, that's what's up. So did you know? You mentioned. Gosh, the name just jumped out of my head. The big boys.
AZ, Alpo. So I knew AZ. I didn't know Alpo, and Rich Porter would come through. But I used to hang out with all the dudes that and as a matter of fact, AZ's brother was one of my good friends. He passed away. R.I.P. Wayne. He passed away, but AZ, definitely knew AZ. Actually, I wrote a book in 2017, and AZ wrote.
The foreword?
Not the foreword. He wrote the back for me.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He wrote the back of the book
up?
for
What's
me.
the book?
And it's called From the Corner to the Corner Office.
From the Corner to the Corner Office,
on Amazon.com. You can get it from my website, fromthecorner.org, or you can get it from Barnes & Noble. It's at all major bookstores. That in 2017 it was published.
Sweet. Now let's go in that direction, because from the corner to the corner, obviously the corner block to the corner office.
Yeah.
But what led you to, or what was it that sparked you to say you want to get into the legal field of things?
So, you know what's funny is that no matter what I was into, I always found the legal field intriguing.
Really?
I always found the legal field intriguing. I always had a critical mind. My father instilled that in me when I was younger. He made me read a lot. And one of the most influential books in my life was the autobiography of Malcolm X.
That's what's up.
The law just always intrigued me because one, it's a powerful mechanism for change, and two, it's respected.
Right.
And I want to be respected, and I want to try to bring about some change.
Yeah. So that's you go from baggies and Timbos to a
right,
suits
and it was
ties,
hard, because they wear khakis and all that. And I wasn't about that khaki life. I'm still not. The doctors and all that. I wasn't about that life. So I remember when when the legal field first started changing from business all the time to casual. I came in with a linen suit like I was on 125 Street or something like that, and they were looking at me
video.
like, "Nah, you can't do that."
Too casual.
But it was a transition for me, and I didn't have anybody mentoring me. They didn't have any, brothers that came from where I came from working in the law firm. Because when I started working in the law firm, I worked at the biggest law firm in the country.
Really?
And I started out working in the library because I worked in the library through college.
Okay.
And for me, they didn't have anybody that came from where I came from that could show me the ropes.
Right.
So I had to learn all this on my own. That's why I feel like mentoring is so important.
Absolutely. But when you went to apply, was that the first job you applied and got, or?
Well,
what was the process or the
So the transition from the streets to working was a difficult one.
Okay, so it don't seem like you just jumped off the block.
Called Lane Bryant. I don't know if you remember. Lane Bryant is
that's
for
the ladies' store, the female store.
Beautiful plus size women.
Plus size women.
Right. I started out in there as a stock boy, and I remember the woman that the manager, the district manager came in and said, "You need to clean like the chandeliers." This is a true story. I swear on everything.
Right.
I said, I need to do what? I work in the stock room. I'm not cleaning no chandeliers.
Wow.
And I got fired a week later. But for me, it was that mentality like, listen, I've been getting money out here, and y'all trying to get me to clean some chandeliers like I'm some
for $4.95.
Right. So that retail wasn't for me. So my next job was as a messenger. That also wasn't for me.
Okay.
And the first real job that I had that I say that I felt respected was at the Schomburg Library.
Okay.
For those who don't know, the Schomburg Library is one of the biggest libraries black libraries in the country. They
Really?
have a plethora of information about black history, about black life, not just here, but throughout the diaspora. And that was the first job that I felt like.
Where's that library? Is it in Manhattan?
It's actually it's on 135th Street and Lenox Avenue.
Okay.
Yeah. It's in Manhattan. Yeah.
Wow. So did you have to learn like the Dewey Decimal System and all that?
Yeah, exactly. Right. When they had it back then. Yeah. Exactly. I see you familiar.
Come on, man.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying?
brother.
I know a little something. I ain't got the cum laude, but you know. Is it cum laude? Am I saying that right?
It's cum laude, but
cum
you know.
See, I'm not even saying it right.
Nah, but you know, hey, we say it how we say it.
Right. So how was that though? Because I mean, I can only imagine, you know, you on the block doing your thing. I mean, obviously you're kicking it with your mans and them. And you're like, yo, I gotta go get me a legal gig.
That, you know what? Throughout my life, from making that transition from the streets, everyone has been supportive.
That's what's up.
I'm still friends with my dudes that I grew up with the streets.
Right.
You know what I mean? Those are my best friends. My best friend is a dude that I grew up with in the streets, and he stayed in the streets a lot longer than me, but he's out the streets and he's still like my best friend. Yeah. He's still my best friend. So for me, like they were always supportive of me. I always felt like if you F with me, then you know, I got my people's coming.
It's nothing, right?
Right, it's nothing for me.
You know what I'm saying? Right.
So it was good. So I took the street life and turned it into the corporate life and made it benefit me. And now I'm trying to just elevate that.
Yeah. And so you're saying from the library is when you went to the law firm.
Yeah. So from the library, so I went to City College for 4 years. I worked at the library for 4 years. I started out as was a page you just put in shelves. You was putting books back on the shelf, and then you move up to an information assistant. After I graduated, and then once I graduated, I applied to the law firm. I started working in the law firm. In the library, in the law library, back when we used books back then, when books were much more used as opposed to what we do now. Yeah. And then after I was there for a year, I applied to be a paralegal. And that was my introduction to the real law firm life. And like I said, I was working at the largest law firm in the country at that time.
Now, did they at any time like look at your history, you know, your past? And
they didn't.
No,
they didn't. And I was actually surprised. I was always fearful about applying for a job because I knew I'd have been
something
arrested.
Was gonna come up,
but one thing that I think I did have, and which was very helpful to me, is that I had youthful offender.
Okay.
And what that is basically a policy that said if you're under a certain age, we're not going to ruin the rest of your life. Even if you get arrested for a nonviolent crime, and you can progress. And that's what I did.
That's what's up. Let's talk about the nonprofit From the Corner.
From the Corner.
Yeah. We'll explain that.
So From the Corner, it was born out of the book From the Corner to the Corner Office, and with From the Corner, my plan was originally to try and work with young kids that were in trouble, and try to provide them with pathways to more successful lives than the lives they might have been living before they joined the organization. It was not as successful as I wanted it to be. Okay. And I haven't forgot about it though, because it's still who I am. Yeah. And so I just changed my focus to other things, and you know, that's what I've been doing now.
Okay. Well, you said it was birthed out of the book From the Corner to the Corner Office. Yeah. So let's talk about the book. I mean, the name kind of speaks for itself. Yeah. So let's detail the book a bit. Right. So take us through the book.
Right. So the book is a semi-autobiographical / self-help book. And what I did was I talked about, I'm a very private person. Okay. But what I did was I talked about certain elements of my life, certain elements of me growing up, to let people know that I'm not just talking out from no experience. Right. People need to connect with you. Yeah. And I always want somebody to connect with me. So I've been there. I know what it feels like to come home and see an eviction notice. I talk about it in the book where I had to where I had to push a cart with my father across the bridge. Where Yankee Stadium is. I don't know if you know, there's a bridge that connects Manhattan to Yankee Stadium. Okay. I mean to the Bronx. Gotcha. And I had to walk across that bridge pushing a cart. Now meanwhile, I'm thinking I'm the coolest dude, and I got to push a cart full of clothes with my pops because he just got evicted. Just got evicted. So I talk about certain elements of my life, and what I do is talk about how I was able to transition from being this dude that was living the street life, robbing, stealing, things that I'm ashamed of today, but that made me who I am today.
Yeah.
And how I was able to, graduate from college, cum laude, how I was able to get this job at the major law firm, and how I'm able to do the things that I'm able to do now and still, quote unquote, keep it real.
Yeah. Now that's what's up. You mentioned, walking across the bridge with your father, y'all getting evicted. Did you grow up with your father?
I grew
without
up,
your mom?
my mom wasn't around. I was different. So it's funny because my life has always been different. And I was the only kid that grew up with his father and his mother. My mom left when I was 1 or 2 years old.
Really?
Left me at a friend's house. My father came to pick me up. And basically my father and my grandmother raised me, and my paternal grandmother.
Gotcha.
And so my father was a big influence on my life, and he was a dude that was in the streets too. Turned his life around. He was on drugs, turned his life around,
That's what's up.
And I respected him. And I had to, because if I didn't, I'd get punched out.
Get these hands.
Right. They get right. Back then, there wasn't no ACS coming to the house to check out. Like, why is his back bruised like that? Not to say my father ever went extreme like that, but it was a different era back then, and
absolutely.
they can get away with, parents can get away with a lot more than they do now. But it was what was more important for him is that I respect him as opposed to fear him. And he's the one that told me to read books. He's the one that basically taught me how to be a father. And that did teach me how to be a father. And I credit a lot of who I am today to him.
Gotcha.
To him. And I'm not perfect, and he was far from perfect, but what he did was he gave me the best of him.
That's what's up.
That's what's up. And my mother's still alive today. We have a relationship.
That's what I was going to ask you about.
We have a relationship, but it's nothing like my father, and I respect her, but I see beyond her just being my mother, and I love her, and but it is what it is. When it comes to that,
I'm sure. I would imagine growing up. I know for me, I grew up the opposite, but without my father, and I grew up with some resentment and some bitterness, and it wasn't even towards him. I took it out on my mother, but I really took it out on myself, being bitter at her and wilding out, you know what I mean, all that kind of stuff. At any time, because this is a rare occasion when you hear that the mom is not in the house. Anytime that you grew up having any resentment towards her. Oh man,
if I'm keeping it 1,000, I still struggle with that.
Okay.
I still struggle with resentment toward her because, I have kids now, and
how many kids you have?
I have 4 daughters.
Okay, that's what's up. Wow, 4 daughters. Woo, boy, I don't envy you, bro.
It is, yeah. But you know what? I always wanted sons, but my girls are amazing.
That's what's up.
They're amazing. But yeah, it's been a tough road with her, and at the end of the day, it's my mother, so I show her the respect and the love that she deserves. But there's definitely some bitterness there.
Yeah.
It hasn't been easy dealing with the fact that she is the way she is, and she's like, it makes me even angrier because she's dope. My mom is she's this amazing woman.
Yeah.
And had I grown up with her, a lot of the things that I went through, I would not have gone through, because I would have had both sides, because it's important to have both parents.
Absolutely.
That brings that balance, and that balance is what allows you to elevate.
Yeah.
Instead of trying to, figure out yourself, you already have it. You have that stability.
Yeah.
And that was my life, trying to figure it out, and I'm still trying to figure it out.
Did you have a relationship with her side of the family? Anybody from her side?
I have a relationship with. As a matter of fact, the reason why my father was able to find her is because of her side of the family.
Gotcha.
Because he knew people that were her cousins, whatever, and they found her, and that's how we established a relationship. Because I actually didn't meet her for the first time until I was 12.
Okay.
I didn't meet her until I was 12. We had a conversation or whatever. I asked her why she left. The reason that she gave wasn't good enough for me, and I didn't speak to her again until I was 16. And so, here we are today. Yeah. and our relationship is basically the result of those two things. Yeah.
And so, all right, so now we're here at the newest venture. Harlem S.N.O.B.
Well, we call it S.N.O.B. Harlem S.N.O.B. is
There's an acronym for it.
The S.N.O.B. is the S.N.O.B. is the name of the company.
Okay.
Harlem S.N.O.B. is the name of the website, and the reason why is because I couldn't get snob. Snob is
But I thought the name Harlem S.N.O.B. was dope. I was like, oh, that's
right,
dope.
yeah. But I feel like I am coming out with a line of clothing called Atlanta S.N.O.B., Chicago S.N.O.B., LA S.N.O.B.
I got you.
Yeah, all of that's relevant.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
The name of the company is actually S.N.O.B. S.N.O.B. Self-love nurtures our brilliance. Self-confidence nurtures our brilliance.
Nurtures brilliance.
Our brilliance.
And how'd that come about?
So out of the book that I wrote in 2017, I'm always trying to figure out ways to help people in general, but particularly us as Black people.
Yeah.
And I feel like one of the things that we lack is knowledge. One of the things that we lack is knowledge, and love.
Yeah.
Love for each other, and that's why we see the results of that, especially coming out the pandemic. You see crime is on the rise.
It's crazy,
and a lot of that has to do with a lack of self-love. So for me, I wanted to, and the other side to that is that we as a people, we love some clothes. We stylish.
Well, we
stylish.
style it out.
We
man.
stylish.
Facts.
Right? I don't care whether you at church on Sunday. Shout out to all my church goers. I don't care if you at church on Sunday or if you going to the club on Friday. We want to look good.
Absolutely.
If you're going to work on Tuesday, you want to look good.
Absolutely.
So I wanted to try to merge that balance, merge those two, and create some clothing with a conscience.
Gotcha.
So that's where the S.N.O.B. came into, because I think that we all have a little.
And it's also seemed like it's a play on words.
Absolutely.
When you say S.N.O.B.
Yes, I was about to get into that because it's a challenge on conventional thinking. Like when you hear S.N.O.B., you look at the word and you say, "Oh, this person thinks he's all that." Nah, it's not that. What I'm doing is I'm trying to say, look beyond the surface and look a little bit deeper. So you see how the S.N.O.B. is big right here, right?
Right.
And I got some shirts for you, brother, in here.
That's what's up. Appreciate it.
The S.N.O.B. is big right there. But if you look a little closer, you'll see that it says self-love nurtures our brilliance.
Right.
And self-confidence nurtures our brilliance. So it's about looking deeper.
Go to 2. We on 2. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
So it's not just about the word snob. It's about looking deeper and being conscious about your efforts and looking at people different.
Right.
So when they see us as Black men, don't just look at us as Black men. Look at us as human beings, just like you are. And that way, what happened today with this dude getting 22 and a half years.
Yeah.
He should have got the full 40.
The full 40.
We'll take what we can get, because usually they get
nothing.
2.5 months or nothing. Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. So,
Time served.
Yeah. Time served. So we'll take it, but it's about looking beyond just the surface and just looking deeper and caring about people, loving yourself.
Nah, I feel you. So what you mentioned I always give him his title that he deserves, the racist Derek Chauvin.
Right. Absolutely.
When you saw that video of him kneeling on my man's neck, George Floyd's neck for like 8 minutes, 46 seconds, something like that.
Right.
What was your reaction to that? Because
that was one of
it's one thing to see somebody get shot, boom.
Right.
We went and seen some things, you know what I mean?
Right.
But to see somebody literally
that was one of the most painful moments of inhumanity that I've ever witnessed in my life. And like you said, I've seen some things.
Right.
The callousness and the lack of humanity that he displayed is reminiscent of the era the Trump era that we were growing up in.
Absolutely.
But it's reminiscent of what this country needs to deal with in terms of digging into how we look at each other as people of color, or how white people look at us as people of color. And it just spoke to every ill that is in society today when it comes to racism. It comes to racism, and it was hurtful just on a visceral level, on a human level.
Yeah, facts.
It was, and like
It was one of those
you
things.
Could talk about that all day.
Absolutely, it was one of those things that excuse me. When you, like I said, you see somebody, we seen the police shoot somebody. It's one of those. It happens and it's over. Right. But when you're seeing something drag out for the length of time that it did. I mean, there was at times a part of watching the video, I was like, I can't even really watch this thing.
I stopped watching.
Too.
I stopped watching it too, and one thing that it did make me do is I know that if I will never watch something like that happen on the street. Yeah. I will. Whatever, if it costs me my life, and that's word to my children. If it costs me my life, I will intercede. I will never let something like that happen. I will never watch a man die like that in front of my face like that.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, and that's what I got from it. You know, at least one of the most important things I got from it.
Right. No, that was horrific, man. You know, I'm a bounce just a little bit just to get your take on a few things. I don't know if you. You got girls, your daughters.
I have 4 daughters.
4 daughters. You know, Monique had recently said something in regards to the women wearing, well, these kind of look like bonnets, wearing the bonnets and pajamas at the airport.
So it's so funny that you ain't even gotta go.
Right.
Yo, I was on the plane on my way down here today.
Yeah.
And I looked over, and there was a young lady on. She must have had like some, I don't know what she had. She had some pineapple hairstyle, but she had a bonnet over the. And I looked over at her and I said, "What?" I didn't say this, but in my mind, I'm like, "What are you doing right now?" Like, nah, that's not cool.
Yeah.
If I don't care if you're in first class, I don't care if you're on a private. Well, if you're on a private
PJ
jet,
is
you
a
know what I
little
mean?
different.
You
Yeah.
can do what you want. But if you are representing yourself in a public setting, no, come on, sis.
Yeah.
And you want to be respected.
Yeah.
That's not it.
Yeah. No, I feel you. That you feel the same way, E?
Are you in agreement with that?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
I mean, I have another side to it, and the other side
Please,
is simply because, I mean, as usually when a guy speaks in terms of females, like we kind of don't have that much room to say much.
I completely
like,
agree
who are you to talk? Yeah,
Jada, you hear that? Jada, yes, Jada.
Right.
She will chin check me in a minute. So yes, we don't have to do, but I'm sure she would agree with that.
Yeah,
well, I'm actually not sure, but I hope she does. If you don't, we'll discuss it.
Yeah, right. Talk later. Yeah. So as part of it is like I don't really have a dog in the fight, but at the same time, I also recognize, like when you say you looked over and saw the young lady with it, what my thought is when I see it. It's like, I wouldn't be interested in that at all, because this is how you do. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know, you ain't representing. You know what I mean?
Right.
And whatever representing is, you not doing it.
Right.
You
I
know
just think that certain things are made to stay in the house, or if you're going to the store.
Right.
And certain things should not just, like, it's just not cool.
At 11 p.m. at
You know what
Walmart,
I mean?
that's different.
Then you might as well just wear pajamas in a robe to the airport, right?
Yeah, shoot, it might lead to that. You know what I'm saying? It just might get to that, right? So what brings you into Atlanta?
So this right here, promoting my brand, interview with you.
Oh, that's what's up.
And so I'm here for all of this.
Mm-hmm. So what other stops are you? Because I know Laura's doing some filming and all this kind of stuff that's happening now.
So we have a pool party tomorrow that we're.
I'm gonna be in the building. Yeah.
Okay. Yes, we're gonna have some models come through.
That's what's up.
And
they doing a fashion show.
Fashion show.
Wow. She ain't mentioned that.
Show.
Okay.
She didn't mention that.
No.
Yeah. So she's having some models come through to do a little fashion show.
That's what's up.
So I'm gonna take that, make a video of it, and that's gonna be my promotion for the brand. So that's why I'm here. Well worth the trip.
That's what's
even for this conversation right here.
This is good, man.
Well worth the trip, and I appreciate the convo.
Man, it's all love, brother. When Laura hit me up and said, "Hey, can you interview my?" I think she said cousin, but I can't remember. Okay. But I was like, "It's Laura, of course. You ain't got say less." You know what I'm saying?
Let me just say something about my cousin Laura. So Laura, as y'all know her.
Well, what's the nickname? I gotta say it when I see
Kim.
her.
I call her Kim, but
Kim.
She when you talk about started from the bottom, now we here. When I don't know if you know her story.
I know some of her testimony.
You know her story.
Yeah, man.
None of that is a lie.
Yeah, no, I believe that.
None of that is a lie.
I believe it.
I respect her so much that even when she was at her lowest point, I still respected her.
That's what's up.
And tried to protect her as much as I could, but she was out there.
Yeah.
And she found herself back, and the lowest of the low that she was is going to be the highest of the highest that she's going to go.
Yeah.
And I look forward to the elevation. And I thank you again, Laura, for this.
And man, and she's been here, man, hitting the ground running, man. I mean, every time I look up, she's involved in something, producing something, shooting something, acting in something.
Right.
And I'm like, yo, and I met her just through the circuit, and I'm like, man, she is dope. You know what I'm saying?
Right, yeah.
And she real. She gonna keep it real with you 100. Yeah, yeah.
She's real.
I respect her gangster.
Always been real. Right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
She's, there's no fakeness about her.
No fakeness at all, dude.
And she's in the industry where everybody's fake.
Everybody's fake.
So
yeah.
she shines.
Definitely.
She shines.
Yeah, and she's getting it. That's for sure. So if people wanted to find out more about the book, From the Corner to the Corner Office, S.N.O.B, let me make sure I'm saying that right. Self-confidence nurtures our brilliance. The clothing line. Where can they go? And all that good stuff.
I'm gonna start
social
with the
media
line.
and everything.
Yeah. Because the clothing line is where I'm at with it right now. If you're interested in the clothing line, you can go to www.harlemsnob.com.
Harlem spelled just the way it's supposed to be, right?
Harlemsnob.com.
Okay.
HARLEMSNOB.com. If you're interested in the book, it's at BarnesandNoble.com. It's at Amazon.com. It's From the Corner to the Corner Office by James A. Barlow. But go to HarlemSnob.com and you're gonna be happy with what you see. I made sure that I got something for everybody.
Really? So this is male and female clothing.
Male and female clothing. Yes, absolutely.
Adults and children as well.
Adults and children. Listen, self-love nurtures everybody's brilliance. So everybody needs some snob.
You need a snob in your life.
You need a snob in your life, right?
That is funny.
Yeah.
Ever thought about living anywhere outside of New York, outside of Harlem? Or,
So
you slide into another borough? Is that
no, definitely Harlem. I'm Harlem.
Harlem all day.
Birthed and bred. You know what I mean?
Up.
I love Harlem, but I do want to own some property.
Okay.
And I think about, like, my kids are all in. I need to say, because I mentioned Jada's name, I need to say I love you, Jade. I love you, Jada, and I love you, Drika. All of this, because if I don't mention their names, then it's gonna be a problem.
Some hail to pay.
Right. Nah, I love all of y'all equally.
That's what's up.
Harlem, New York. I'm New York. That's what I'll say.
Yeah.
Yes, I will move out of Harlem, but I'm definitely New York.
I got you. That's what's up.
But I love Atlanta.
Okay.
I love Atlanta. Like, I was here a couple of weekends ago for a friend of mine's engagement party.
Oh, that's what's up.
And I went to Lenox Mall. And what I can say is that I don't know any place in New York where black people are getting it like they getting it down here.
Man, you want to see it, what they say,
getting
black
it down
excellence,
here.
go to Lenox Mall.
Black excellence, yes. Black excellence,
Definitely.
for real. And it was inspiring.
Yeah.
It was inspiring.
But at the same time, Buckhead is getting a little wild though. Every time you look up on the news, man, it's like it's wilding out down there.
I heard I heard they wanted to separate from the rest of Atlanta.
I think you're right. Yeah.
They want to become their own, like, city or something.
Yeah. They being a snob, man.
But not the self-love and self-confidence.
Right. Absolutely.
Right.
Well, man, I appreciate you coming through, man. I know you hitting the ground running since you're here, and I'm looking forward to the fashion show. I didn't know there was going to be one, so I'm looking forward to it. Can I hold up the shirt?
Absolutely. Yeah.
That's what's up. Where we at? E? Which can we go to
4 right now.
Oh, okay, go back. Yeah, there we go.
Open up the first red one first. Yeah.
The one on the bottom.
Yeah,
okay, got you. Where we at? This is the front right here, right? Oh man, everybody know red is my
like
color.
That red? I got that for you too.
I like that red.
Red.
Oh, you're a Delta?
All day, every day.
Okay, all right.
Oh, my bad.
I got that, and I got the. Well, you ain't messing up that hairdo, but I got it right.
Got
So
the hoodies.
I'm not gonna tell you about the caps, but I got the hoodies.
When we go with the black or
Whichever one.
Okay,
after
got
that.
you. We still on 4.
That one is a little good. So if you want something a little more low key,
I
that
got
you can just
you.
wear, you know what I mean?
Absolutely,
Yeah,
I'm
so
rocking
that's a
this.
little more-
That's dope.
Definitely rocking it.
That's dope. I like it.
And this last one is from my Over It line. So I have an Over It line.
Over
coming
It?
out. Over It, right. So you see it says substance over superficial.
Oh, that's what's
on
up.
it, right. So I have another one that's coming out. It's intellect over ignorance.
Okay.
So I have a whole series of sayings that I'm coming
got
out
you.
where it's about being substantive, where it's about being intellectual, where it's about being beautiful on the inside and being over the superficial and shallow.
Right. Dope. Yeah, I'm definitely. I'm gonna rock it post it, tag you.
Yes,
the whole deal.
Appreciate
My man
you.
got the bags
Yes,
and everything.
Yes,
That's what's
yeah.
up.
Oh, it's official. Like you see the tags, right? You see the tags
Oh, I
on
didn't
there?
even look at the tag.
Yeah. Like it's
Oh,
official.
this is official.
Yeah,
official.
this is
Okay.
official. Like this is not
He
just
got the
it's not your
tag,
ad.
you know what I'm saying?
It's not your average. Like I
He
ain't
got
just saying
gilding.
right. No gilding. Right. We do quality shirts. I have my own manufacturer, and so
Oh, really?
like,
That's what's up.
Yeah. Like when I did this, I said I'm going to be serious about this. This wasn't just something that's a fad for me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to change my life with this.
Gotcha. Is the fashion district still the same as it used to be back in the day? I remember it used to be really popping back in the day.
Yeah, it's still the same. You know, obviously the pandemic put a hurting on everybody, but yeah, it's still there, and there's still, you know, people still wearing clothes, so they still exist.
Yeah. Is New York back open?
As a matter of fact, it just opened up on what's today's Friday. On Wednesday,
Really?
it opened up completely. So
So
yeah,
y'all
all
mask
restrictions are
off and
gone.
all that, or no?
Well, you know, people are still wearing masks, but it's not required anymore.
Gotcha.
The restaurants are opened up. The clubs can open back up.
Yeah.
The emergency restrictions that Cuomo put in place have been removed.
Removed. That's what's up. Well, brother, man, I certainly appreciate you coming through, sharing your story, your book, The Clothing Snob, Self-Confidence Nurtures Our Brilliance. Y'all got to cop this. Go to harlemsnob.com and get that. And, you know, show some love because I'm all about the B.O.B. I always say B.O.B. for the black-owned business.
Right.
So, you know, I get it, bro. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So,
and you're not just buying clothes; you buying clothes with a conscience. So it's about your outfit and your attitude. You know what I mean? And that's what the clothing is about.
yeah, that's what's up. Get that. James A. Barlow, Harlem Snob, all that good stuff, man. Appreciate it, bro.
Appreciate you.
That's what's up. Yes, sir.
All right.
It's your boy G-Wade holding it down. G-Wade Podcast, kicking it alongside with my man Deacon Dirty. Y'all know what it is.
The G-Wade Podcast.
The G-Wade Podcast.
Bringing you the cool interviews,
The hot topics, and all that other crap.
The G-Wade Podcast with Deacon Dirty.